Entertain yourself with a vision of the man to destroy, demoralize, and bring final death upon Stravan Zarovich with just one hit. That's right. Your main man comes to you today to talk about the Mystic Theurge. We're not going to just talk about the Mystic Theurge. We're going to talk about all those cut class, scion, wizard, cleric, warlock, wizard, druid, wizard. We go on. We're going to talk about that sort of split up. But before we do that, exclusive news within the Ring of Fire. That's right. You came for one thing, but you will leave with something so much better. Right now, you can get exclusively the PDFs for the first 2 books. I'm talking Within the Ring of Fire Saga book. I'm talking Within the Ring of Fire 77 Thrones, a Theological Codex. You can get both of these right now on PDF from your main man. Combined price, only $40. You also get a PDF of a fillable character sheet. Now, these books shall be for sale, hopefully, this coming week in hardcover and for 77 Thrones. Additionally, in softcover, we have 2 ways that you can put your hands on that as is your want. Additionally, a couple extra offers we have within the Ring of Fire. The first 5 books of the game are written and in various stages between layout and editing and sitting and waiting for editing. So you can, for $80, and this offer will only last for a few weeks, you can get everything that will be put out as long as I own the company, which I don't ever foresee not being the case, for Within the Ring of Fire, all the books on PDF. That's 6 books right now. We have a number of other ideas to what's coming out, as well as some special exclusives for $80. You can get everything, and you will be the first person to get those PDFs as well. I want to give you guys all the feel and flavor of the Kickstarter, because so many of you said, we want this, and this. I'll give you the opportunity to put your money where your mouth is and show what you actually want. These are all options. Another thing people want, they say, oh, we want to get in a game with you. Same offer before, $80, everything you get right there. Make it $100. You get into an exclusive game run by your main man of Within the Ring of Fire that you are going to get to be a participant in. Now, besides that, I have this here. This is the softback cover. As I said, we have hard and softback. This is the proof I have. You can have just a quick look at that. This is 77 Thrones, the Theological Codex Within the Ring of Fire. This book is for sale. PM me. You can get this. That's $35 plus $5 for shipping in the U.S. And if you want a PDF of the book to go along with it, that's an extra $5. The book will be signed for you, autographed, as well as you're going to have the actual first copy of this. This is a corrected book. It'll be the first copy, and it will be presented in the book as such from your main man. So you get a true collectible, a true piece of RPG history in the making. So that is to the first comer, if you will, baby. But we want to present it right here to you, Horde. Get your hands on that proper test. So those are options, opportunities that you have availed unto you. Now, additionally, the physical copies, it will be a drive-thru RPG very soon. We're going to bring out some more videos that educate you and smart you up exactly what's coming down the line. They're coming down the line very, very soon. That's some very exciting things within the Ring of Fire. Putting it in your hands. The initial reviews have been very, very good from people, and I look forward to hearing your reviews as well. Now, let's talk about the topic at hand, the Mystic Theurge. I really like the idea of these. First of all, when I first saw 3rd edition, I mean, I'm talking right when it came out, my buddy Joe Hoff, he got a hold of the 3rd edition book, and we looked at it, and we were like, all right, so we're going to play this 3rd edition game. So, of course, I made a half-orc barbarian. It was like a half-orc barbarian / cleric, and those are what I played first. And I had a spike chain. I said, these feet things, like, what was that? I was like, oh, this spike chain. Like, you had to use a feet to have that. I said, do you have one, right? They're like, yeah. I said, well, and there it has been used. So that exotic weapon proficiency was the first feat I ever bought. So one of the first things I noticed after the horrible way that I thought they did handle crits and the fact that they instructed you to power game in the book, 2 things that I was like, I don't know if I want to play this right off the bat. First time I looked at it, I went, oh, gosh. This is really horrible, but there's great things that I liked too, certainly. So when I started looking through it, I said, "How do you make a fighter wizard?" And I saw fighter wizard, and I looked at it. Jesus, this thing is abhorrent. If you don't have the prestige classes right, instead of being able to, because I'm coming out of AD&D where you just multi-class, and you were like, instead of being like 5th level, you might be 4th/4th level. So you had a little worse THAC0 and skills, weapons, a little worse saves, spells, all that stuff was a little worse, but it wasn't cripplingly worse. But to just make a straight fighter wizard, cleric wizard, whatever, you're a crippled character, really, to the point where it certainly would give you a completely different feel than, say, an AD&D game would have. If you made a 10th level character in AD&D, that'd have been like a 9/9th, but with 5 levels of priest or cleric, whatever you want to call it, and 5 levels of wizard, man, you were rough. I mean, you were looking rough in comparison. So that's fixed by the Mystic Theurge, by what is it, the Ultimate Magus for the, I think it's what it's called, for the wizard, for the sorcerer, by what do they call the psionic one? The let me see, I'll just throw that one up too. Oh, here we go. The Meta Mind, or maybe Mega Mind. I mean, who knows? Oh no, it's not Meta Mind either. I thought that was the right one. But let's just have a quick look here. Oh, the Cerebromancer. I'm glad I caught that, because one of you be like, it's not Cerebromancer. So there you go. It's the Cerebromancer. You can get your Arcane / Manifester on. You could easily take that and make that a Cleric / Manifester. You just probably like up, maybe up the hit dice to like a D6 or something to make that comparable to Wonder Boy. You want to have a character that comes alive with that vision, and the class allows you to do that. There's also another one for Necromancer. I don't think it's True Necromancer. I'm sorry, I'm failing on the name, but I know it, and it's pretty cool. You play like a priest. So the way most of these classes work, they're pretty much the same thing. You're a wizard, psionicist, sorcerer, warlock, or priest, druid, maybe even bard, up until like third. Well, some of the weird ones like bard or sorcerer are going to be higher. Like you'd have to be like a 4th level sorcerer, or who knows how high level of bard. Like you could just adjudicate that and be, all right, look, man, you're a 3rd level bard. That's good enough. You can still get in your bard spells. I mean, they're not really impressive anyway. I mean, let's not front. So that you can have that multi-class feel. And you pay for it. You pay the price when you're paying from 1st level, because playing at 1st level going wizard, priest. I mean, you're 2nd level without a base attack bonus. You're 2nd level with a lot of flaws on your character. So that 2nd level, 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level, 6th level, you're still way behind the curve, and it doesn't make up for itself at 7th level, at 8th level. You really have to get a few more levels under your belt before you really start feeling it. Though it's good, you start feeling it obviously at least a bit right away, and you get, at least for most of these, there's some exceptions, but you get +1 on both of them. +1 Arcane, +1 Manifester, +1 Arcane, +1 Clerical, +1 Clerical, +1 Warlock, and that allows you to really have the feeling of playing that multi-class character, that advanced Dungeons & Dragons feel of multi-class casting. And I suppose it's fitting that at the early levels where you're an acolyte, where you're an initiate, where you're a sorcerer's apprentice, you really don't have that mental wherewithal to manifest these powers in the way that you will be able to later as you learn how to do that. So from a storyline standpoint, though it's a bit different from AD&D, I think that works well in the early levels. And any sort of power advantage, someone's going to, oh, well, that's a powerful class. No, it's not. Not for those first 7 levels. It sure as hell isn't. You are way behind on the power curve. I think, doing it without that, I mean, your character is, not that you couldn't do that, but it's pretty bad. It's not a form over function issue there. It's really being cripplingly debilitated for no appreciable upside. You're able to render you're actually able to render the flavor better with that multi-class combination. If it was a case where that was an interference, or that was a problem, that was unacceptable, oh, your main man will be out here decrying it. But I think they handled it pretty well. I don't think it's perfect, but it's not something I have a gripe about. It's something that I quite like. Those classes I do enjoy. I mean, they're all pretty much the same thing, and I think they all work. I don't have a problem with any of them that I've looked at. Some of them have a few special abilities. Most of them don't, though, because being able to cast divine and arcane magic, that's a pretty special ability. That's awesome. Like, you're controlling a tremendous amount of ability. And with those things, I definitely like to really be specialized. Otherwise, it's just way too many spells. Like be a necromancer and be, following a god and necromancer, so you like have less priest spells, but maybe, you could do some more things and, trim some of these abilities down. You look at my magic done non-Vancian videos on clerics and wizards, and you can bring those concepts into this class, and then it really starts kicking. It really starts looking good. It'd be quite an enjoyable character to bring to fruition. One of my buddies, he's Kevin, is huge on the sorcerer wizard concept. He was trying to play that like before he even knew about the ultra. I think it was Ultra Magnus or Ultimate Magus or something like that. He was like, "Oh, this is just what I want." I said, "Well, yeah, you could play towards that. That sounds perfectly fine to me." Being of that type, and they're classes that they're a natural build. Like some prestige classes are a little like if you make people take all the feats and all the foolishness like that, they're a little like, no, not really. But with those, it's really it's believable. It's like, okay, first level priest, second level wizard, and you don't really do that. You should. Let me. This is another important note for DMs here. If someone's like, okay, I want to play up to being a cerebromancer, you don't go, okay, well, next level you take sonics, you get sign. No. Second level don't matter, man. Like, you don't need to balance first level against second level. That's not important. That's really not important. So what you do is you give them a minor amount of both powers right off the bat. Access to both sort of skill sets and access to some sonic powers and to some magic powers or some clerical powers, or some warlock powers, some druid, whatever it is. Right? So that the concept comes together. It should look like that first level wizard / cleric. And that was kind of a cool thing back in AD&D because the character had a lot of penalties. But at first level, you were awesome because it's like, hey, I could do all this and this. And, the other wizard over there cast this magic missile and he's done. And you're like, oh, yeah, magic missile. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to pick up a warhammer and bust you in the mouth with it. The wizard priest there had a substantial edge at first level. But, I mean, it's at first level. It doesn't really make much a difference. And as again, that second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level, sixth level, seventh level, the character is substantially hobbled, statistically handicapped down. So there's no reason you can't give them a little more flexibility at first level. You want to give flexibility where it conceptually makes sense. It's not any sort of a power gaming issue there. You want to bring across the wizard, the cleric, the sonicist, whatever it is, both parts. Unless your story is, well, yeah, I'm a wizard, and then boom, this sorcerer, I did something and I awake this sorceress blood, this angel blood, this demon blood, this giant blood inside me that allows me to have these spell-like abilities. Well, then that's a great reason you could stack that on level 2. That completely makes sense to have a storyline written that way, but it could go the other way too. And if it does, run with it with your players. It's going to make absolutely no real difference. If your game is so inflexible that that's a problem, I mean, just stop running games. Like, seriously, that's should be an issue for absolutely no one. I've seen a few game masters that probably would take objection or issue to that, but just go watch somebody else's videos, I guess. I don't know. But in all seriousness, I think these classes work well. They have some of the problems typical to AD&D prestige classes and classes that run like that. The base attack bonus ends up being horrendous, and your saving throws end up being too high. Maybe I'll do a video to explain an alternative and better way to do that, but I think that's for a different video. So get your pre-orders in. PM me, your main man, right here, or you can hit me up on Facebook at main man. Get your pre-orders right to you. I mean, you'll get it very, very quickly in PDF of those first 2 Within the Ring of Fire books, and realize that the next one will probably be out in January. The novel, the Monsters and Men, probably February. These books, I mean, they're written and they're just going through all the beautiful, nice things, like that. Yeah, that's right. You could own this right here, and you want to. So right there, and I have a whole video coming. We're going to go through overviewing both these books very soon. The video's actually done before this one, but they'll be uploaded soon. So PM me. Make sure you have, or if you PM me through YouTube, make sure I can PM you back. Sometimes people PM me and they have some kind of contact lock on, and it's like, well, I can't respond. Thank you for making me waste 15 minutes writing you a letter to answer all your questions that I can't send you. Think about it. All right, guys, get your orders in Within the Ring of Fire, and think about these concepts for D&D that we have just spoken of, and leave the comments below what you think about these, what you what your interest is, how you like them, if you think they're broken or whack, or if you think they're pretty awesome, leave that in the box